Well, hello, and welcome to the month of May, and with a new month and a new update comes new mini-golf. We're here in the Mount Olympus DLC course. We have to putt our way through the home of the Greek gods. Let's start on that. That's pretty good. Alright, April's done. May has begun. Can we begin it with a birdie? Because this is a par 3. Let's see if we can. Alright, a good indication for a new month. I hope you've enjoyed the videos, the streams, for April. Well, you know, as much as you could enjoy some of what's been on offer. Hole 2, entering Aphrodite's part of the course. No, I wanted that to veer left. I went the other way. This is a par 3. And we'll get a par on this anyway. Right, so we started off April with going back to Lunacy and completing a memorable adventure of Fred the Wanderer, if that is his real name, which I guess it's not. We never found out what his real name was, as he had to find the City of Moons and get his memory back. And this would be Poseidon's area. Got a big trident coming up. I believe that this hole is being carried by, some big kraken tentacles. Has been turned to stone. So Lunacy was good. I enjoyed that. I mean, it had its issues. Roll that ball along the waves. It had its some issues, some pacing issues with the whole thing about how I've done something, now I need to go back to every part of the game and interact with everything to see if there's a new conversation. I wasn't too thrilled about that aspect of how the game worked. But overall, I had a good time with Fred the Wanderer and his search for the City of Moons. Then, of course, we did the Condemned all-nighter. Still like that game quite a bit. I mentioned during the all-nighter that I suppose a game like that does lose some novelty today, what with the preponderance of dark horror games that take place from a first-person's perspective where you're going through some dark, dirty environments. But it was really quite a different thing at the time. We're in Hephaestus's forge here. Got a little hand sticking out of the lava, giving me a thumbs up. That doesn't have anything to do with Greek mythology. But yeah, still enjoyed Condemned. Still think that is a good time to play. Still atmospheric. Oh, I don't think that's going to get there. Fell in the lava. Let's see if we can get a straighter line. And up. Yeah, okay. That leaned to the left, but it got across. It got all the way there, and that's what's important. So Condemned, had a great time with the all-nighter. Hope you enjoyed it too. And, you know, I probably will want to take a look at the sequel at some point. That's not for now, but You know, that's a game that I've never got around to playing. I've heard mixed things about Condemned 2. But, you know, since now, streamed the first game, probably will want to check out that second game at some point. This should be Ares' area. There he is. He would lounge there and, I guess, watch some fighting? Though, I mean, these weapons are way too large for anyone competing in this arena to actually use. Alright, so we could put this around. This sword is in the way, but we could try to chip it over the sword, as the sword would act as a ramp. Well, that was too hard. It did go over it. It went over the ramp, but it did it too hard, so it went all the way over here. Alright. That's as good as we could have done. No. A little bit to the right. A little bit too much power, too. Alright, well, we're 1 under par. As long as we can get it under par, we're doing fine. And then, of course, we streamed Largo Winch, Empire Under Threat, which is now done. Got an audience of a couple of vultures watching the mini-golf. Flying out there in the distance. You know, Largo Winch was, it was there. You know? It was a game about this long-running franchise I never heard about. I got a couple of video games. We played the entire PS2 game and tried out the PS1 game. I feel like it's not surprising that it did not get a continuation in the world of video games. It's difficult to come up with anything good to say about Largo Winch. You know, we fulfilled some curiosity, maybe. Satisfied some curiosity as to what that... It seemed like it was going to start off... It seemed like it was pretty funny. And it just kind of got more tedious than funny, unfortunately. But it's done! Largo Winch is done, and who knows, maybe someone somewhere out there enjoyed Largo Winch. I could not say for sure, but statistically, there had to have been someone who enjoyed Largo Winch. I don't know who that person is. I don't know who. Alright, we have to tap this. This is a par 3. We have a long distance to go. Mostly straight, leans to the left a little bit. Let's try to hit this hard. Yeah, power? Oh, wait, did it bounce out? Yeah, it did. It did. Okay. Power seemed pretty good, but it was a little too much because it bounced out of bounds. Fell off the cliff. Okay, that was enough to get up the ramp. And no, went back down the ramp. It went back down, okay. Trying to gauge the power on this one is a bit difficult. You want it to be just powerful enough to make it up this ramp. But if it's too hard, it could bounce around, and the first time it went off there. And the second time it bounced back and went back down this ramp. Yeah, so we're gonna get a bogey on this one. Yeah. So now we're at par. We're at par. Oh, and the putter for this one, we got like a column. We're holding a column that's surrounded by a cloud, and then we got the thunderbolt coming out of the cloud. Here's Hermes. And then the Thunderbolt is striking a building, it looks like. That's our putter for this one. Alright, so for Hermes, we want to try to get around there. The symbol is going to block us. So let's see if we can do that. That's not bad. Would have liked it if it could have stayed on the second level, but otherwise, not bad. This is a par 4. Maybe we can get a birdie. Nope. No good. So we are not getting a birdie. Unfortunate. We did get par. Here's Hermes with his winged shoes. So yeah, Largo Winch is done. We solved the mystery of the contaminated powdered milk. The children will not get deformities. Hooray. Congratulations to Largo. But that means, as we finish Largo Winch and we go into the month of May, it's time for a new playthrough. And this area we're in, some scrolls, helmet, and a spear. So I believe this is Athena's area. And Athena's got a course for us. She's got these rotating obstacles. The pin is directly across from us. No. Par 4 on this one. Maybe we can get a birdie on this one. Nope. A little too early on that. A little too early. Yeah, so we're not getting a birdie on this. Still on par, though. Right, so time for a new video game playthrough. I mean, of course, we're doing the tryouts, as we have been. Sometimes we go back to a tryout. Sometimes we do. And there's one game that I've been thinking about doing during a period of time before maybe a new game comes out that I might want to get to. Because I'm not sure how long this next game is gonna take. Could potentially be a while. I'm actually honestly not sure. But there is a certain little murder mystery in a small town that I've wanted to get back to, and I think this would be a good time to do it. And that's why the next playthrough is gonna be of Mizurna Falls, the country of woods and repose. As far as new games go, I do know I'm gonna want to stream the third AI game. Comes out at the end of July, I think. So there should be enough time to finish Mizurna Falls. Like I said, it's really hard to say how long that's going to take, because that is a mystery game that doesn't give you too much to go on as far as what you should do next. It's very open-ended. You're supposed to play it multiple times and keep notes and keep track of what's happening. Could potentially take a while, could potentially be short. Hard to say, but we did a tryout of that earlier. I liked it, was interested in going back to it, and I think now is the time for Mizurna Falls. Yes, as it's getting warm out here in the real world. Well, I'm not in the real world right now, but I mean in the real world it's getting warm. Why not get to some crispy, cold Christmas murder mystery action on the PS1 with Mizurna Falls? All right, so for this one, we could potentially try to chip that over that obstacle, but I think if I did that, it would be too hard, and it would go off the cliff. So I think probably a better thing is to tap it this way to ricochet off of that. I think that's probably the better way to try to do it. Let's see. Bounce, bounce, down the stairs, okay. Down we go, down we go, down we go. Down, okay. Could have done that a little harder. This is a par 3. Can we get a birdie? We did. We did. Alright, we're 1 under par. And we got a nice view of Mount Olympus from here. It's a big snake. A big snake with Aries over there. So as we approach this, I was thinking, oh, this big temple with blood falls? Right, this is real dark. But then I noticed these grapes over here. Oh no, it's not blood. It's wine. This would be Dionysus's area. Little picnic area back here. Alright, holes over there. We want to try to bounce that off into that partition. And we did. Great. And this is a par 3, so let's get a birdie. Oh, it's still moving. Very slowly. I can't putt it until it stops moving. It's... Okay, there we go. There we go. That rarely happens. That's happened, like, on very rare occasion where the ball's on flat ground, but it is still rolling at a very small amount. Almost imperceptible, but it counts as moving, so I can't actually putt it until it stops. Alright, in the temple we are, Dionysus. We have a wine pool. We want to chip it over that. I feel like I need to chip it hard enough to get it over, which means I should chip it even harder, so it'll go all the way back and then bounce back to the hole, is what I think we would need to do for this. Bounce. Back. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Wow. We did it. Dionysus smiled upon me for this one, as his image forever vomits wine. I mean, if you're going to drink some vomited wine, I mean, I guess this would be the place to do it. And there's just, like, this one little area here where it's snowing. Just this one little area. Actually, I think the entrance to that is through here. So the way this one goes... The way this one goes is that these two are slopes. So if the ball stops here, it rolls down here and then rolls out this gutter towards the pin. If it goes here, it also does the same, but it's then in front of a... It's like more over here in front of this snowbank. Ideally, what we would want is to get it in here. And if we did, the pipe comes out there. So if we wanted to get the hole in one, that's what we would need to do. Let's see. Gotta tap it hard enough to get to the end, but we don't want it to bounce out. And we want it to roll gently into the pipe. Let's see. No, I don't think that's hard enough. Or maybe? Wait, hold on. No. Actually, the power on that was perfect. But it was too far to the right. If it was in the center, it would have gently rolled down into the hole. Alright, well, it's no problem. Let's just chip this over. It is a par 4. So we got a birdie on that. Alright, 5 under par. Now we're into an area with plants. A horn of plenty. So I think this is a... What would be? Demeter's area, I believe. Let's put it up the pipe. There we go. Pretty close. No secrets behind this waterfall, unfortunately. Alright, so now we got some cracks in the ground. And they're labeled. let's go up to the statue. And we can see where each of them would come out. And we can see which one we want to get it in. As you go down here, of course, that's going to be the hardest one to get to because there's this crack directly here. So I think what we do is we put it around. Yeah. And again. Oh no, it stopped on the soil. Yeah. So that's out of bounds. Like, you can use that to roll, but if it stops, that does not count as a playfield. So I'll do like less of that. Alright, so in there. Right, so went out the pipe into the hole. And this would be Artemis's area. Hole straight ahead, but then there's this thing blocking the way. So let's try to putt slightly to the right and bounce off a column is what we want to try to do. Like that. My trajectory was off. I'm sure you could bounce it to get it directly to the hole. This is a par 3. Oh, that's completely my fault. Alright, we got a par. 6 under par going into the 16th hole. So, as I was saying, I hope that you've enjoyed the video games of April, or at the very least were moderately tolerating of Largo Winch and its mediocrity. But maybe Mizurna Falls will have some surprises and shocks in store for us. If nothing else, I'm very curious to see this ambitious PS1 open-world murder mystery game that a lot of people say clearly was an inspiration on Deadly Premonition. The tryouts seem promising. You know, we're almost at the top of Olympus. Something that seems kind of odd to me is we have a house here that seems rather humble looking, as opposed to the bigger, more opulent locations we have here. This just seems like a regular house. Who lives in this regular house at the top of Mount Olympus? Alright, so this one appears to be based on the labyrinth. So, get it on the slope, it'll go down to the next level. We're trying to get it to the center. If we're able to get it in this one that's directly across from us, it'll go down to here, roll down to this one, go down to the next level, roll down. I think it's, yeah, this is the slope, rolling down to here, roll down to there, roll down to there, roll down to there. So we want to try to get it all the way on the other side of where we're starting. We have a slope on the edge here. If we can do a gentle but forceful putt to get it to go all the way around and then down there. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, that's out, yeah. Oh, what? No, hold on. Oh, wow, okay. That was much harder than I thought it would be, and it just bounced in and out. It would have been very cool if it stayed in that area, because then it would have rolled down. It did not. Okay, what do we want to do? So this slope is going up. If I can tap it hard enough to go up here, then down here, it'll roll down here, and then have enough momentum to get here and roll here. If I can tap it hard enough that it goes all the way around to there, well, I don't know if I can, but we will see if this works. And wow, that was way too hard, and I just went completely around. It's not. This is not going well. It is not going well. There we go. There we go. Alright, well, at least we got a par. And this would be, I believe this is Apollo's area. Got some planets. So, I'm not sure if a previous course has had this, I don't remember. But these are gravity wells. It'll pull the ball towards these pits. I forget if any courses had that before, or if this is the first time we're seeing these. So what we want to try to do is, like, tap it here. Forceful enough to get through the gravity well, but the gravity will turn it to the right a little bit. So that's what we're trying to do here. Okay. Now, I actually went directly through here, so it did not get directed. It did not get affected by the gravity. If I had tapped it a little bit further to the right, it would have gotten in here and gotten turned towards the hole, is what I think we would want to do. But, hey, par 4. Could we get an eagle on this? We did. That's an eagle. Eight under par going into the final hole. As we reach the top of Mount Olympus. And we get to, I guess, a conference room. Where we have chairs for all of the gods, looking down on the realm of puny mortals and their commerce, their trade, and their war. Let's have a look around at the symbols on the chairs. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh. Actually, was there something down there? No. Thought for a second I thought I saw something down there. I did not. I like how Dionysus' chair has a keg under it. It's pretty rude, probably, to do that. He don't care. Alright. Final hole, and we can take a look at, I guess, the entire map from above, from up here. Alright, so what we want... Hole's directly across from us. What I think we want is we want to try to tap it over these land masses. Try to bounce it off the stairs towards the left. Let's see if we can do it. That went in the water. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Bounce it off the stairs, went over here. This is a par 4, so we should be able to get a birdie. There we go. And Olympus did 9 under par. My best is 14 under par. Alright, so that is another DLC course for Walkabout Mini Golf. As usual, the courses are very good. And I hope you enjoyed our video games. Yeah, there's the Stone Kraken. I hope you enjoyed the video games in the month of April. I hope you will enjoy them in the month of May, as we go back to Mazurna Falls, and will continue tryouts. As always, the stream is at the same place, twitch.tv/supergreatfriend. No D. We all know why. And the time, as usual, is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. where we do a tryout and then continue on playing a main game. And that main game this month is Mizurna Falls, and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of a murder mystery in a small town. I'll see you for that.